Well, I guess, I mean, it was Wob, I guess, who started the conversation. I guess he wanted to know a little bit more about promoing, which I guess Gotham and Bob, or Gotham and Wilson, have the most experience with it, I guess.
I get.
Oh,
Well, if we're gonna get going, I guess we should. Do we have like an intro or anything we could throw in? Like, hey assholes, welcome to the Ampro podcast.
I'm experienced in plowing.
Implow.
And plowing.
We don't have an intro, but there's nothing, I'm sure Dave can work us one up.
All right. Well, in the meantime, hey motherfuckers, welcome to the AM Pro podcast.
I'm WildManWilson.
I'm Dave 1307.
This is Gotham. I win.
This is Techno Bob.
And where's our redneck?
Come on, Aki.
Your lovable Southern bear. I was gonna say Southern Belle, but yeah.
I thought you were gonna say Southern Beowulf.
No, I had it muted like the first 3 times I fucking said it. So,
I guess we're gonna talk about promoing and what the point of it is.
get to it.
Yeah, the conversation actually started in the forum chat. I noticed that Mike and Wob were throwing out some love towards me and Named about our promos, and I drew everyone's attention to that, and we just kind of got on the subject of, what really makes a good promo, especially when you're just doing it for fun. Because I came from an EFED before this where you promoed competitively and you won your matches based on the skill of your promo.
Same here.
Really? That's interesting.
Yeah, I've been doing this promoing like that since 2000.
I've been doing it since 2004, and I didn't really. I mean, it started off. It was just kind of learning how to just write. I guess just put down your thoughts and really construct it into something that can be, some constructive towards the actual EFED, and maybe developing feuds, that kind of stuff.
I feel like now Wob does that really well. There's a bunch of guys who do that. I think we just don't have. I think it's probably my fault too. I don't have those guys teamed up or paired up like on the same show or something like that.
Well, I think when it comes to being able to get a good promo going, the first thing you need to have is a character. You need to know what your gimmick is. Wob knows his gimmick is he's the cockiest son of a bitch on the face of the planet, and he does that very well. When he's doing it in the chats, like it'll actually be like, Jesus Christ, this motherfucker.
It's really, yeah, it's knowing what your attitude is, what your character's goal is, because every character has a goal, whether it be, like, for me, I didn't want to make it about titles. I wanted to be, like, for E6 about bringing MMA into the pro wrestling world and that kind of stuff. So every character has a basic motivation.
Yeah, pretty much. For me, I started using McConnell in 2001.
User joined your channel.
And oh, here comes somebody.
Hi. Some trick.
Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello there, I'm Trick from London.
Hello, Trick.
Why are we still awake?
Go to bed.
No, I'm kicking Name's ass.
Oh, please, not Joe.
Oh, here we go.
Uh-oh.
So how about that fake and gay fight, boys?
Joe Vader, ladies and gentlemen.
Before we were so rudely interrupted, Gotham.
Yeah, for Joe and Trick, we're for one doing the second AM Pro podcast, and we're focusing on promoing. there was interest shown in the forum chat about it. What I was just talking about is in 2001, I started using my Hill character in AM Pro, which is McConnell. And honestly, when I started doing promos, I was god awful. Is like just I'm talking like, oh, you suck, I'm the best, just really terrible shit. What really helped me to develop the skill I've got now is one of the big things was, again, getting to know what kind of character I was wanting to capture and his mannerisms and motivations. Right now, I play McConnell as a really just a bitter, sort of sociopathic human being. He's just terrible. And to sort of get an idea of a character like that, one of my big inspirations was I went back and I watched a lot of old Jake the Snake promos. Because that guy, when his heel promos are some of the absolute
Top
best.
notch.
Yes, absolute best in wrestling history. And I use that to sort of get an idea of how to pull off a sort of dark, sociopathic sort of guy. As I started getting more and more into it, because the bitter thing only started within the last 4 or 5 years, I found out about John Moxley. And if you've seen his promos at all, again, he pulls off that really sort of in his own world sociopathic type of character. And I use those to influence the style I was wanting for McConnell.
Yeah.
If I may interrupt, quick
Go ahead.
question. Did you ever use Mankind as an inspiration?
I didn't, actually. And you think I would, considering how he burst on the scene in the WWF, but no, I actually didn't use him.
I think a lot of the biggest problem some people have is when they're just sitting there looking at a blank screen, trying to think of something to write. It's not so easy to just come up with something besides, oh, I want to kick your ass and I want to win the title. Anyone can do that. Like what I try to do is I try to set the scene a little bit like you would if you're reading a book or something. You just give a little basic. Oh, here's your character. What does he look like? What kind of expression does he have on his face? Who is he with? What does the scene look like? Just paint a picture for the people reading. Then you get into kind of what you want to talk about.
Yeah, that's honestly, that's one thing that still stumps me to this day is when I've got a subject, I can go. Like, I'm nailing it. I know what I'm wanting to say. But when I'm just trying to, throw something out there, that's where I find I struggle the most, is because if I don't have a motivation, I'm not getting anything good. And that's another problem some people may have. It's like, why am I, promoting with this character? What's he wanting? Is he going to ambush somebody? What's his plan? Stuff like that really helps when you're forming the idea of your promo.
See, when you're stuck like that, it's like if you only can promo when there's an objective, what you could do is use the promo to flesh out your character, as in explain why you act like that.
Exactly. The more you write, the more you develop your character, the easier it is to come up with different stuff and different intricacies within the character itself.
Yeah, definitely. Like with McConnell, his thing is he's all about. Years ago, like I said, I came from a Fed before this. Years ago, he was all about placing his ego out there, winning belts. Now the way I have him is he's got like I added in weaknesses. He has issues with obsession. He has issues with he's really ticked off easily. Things like that definitely flesh out the character.
I agree with that 100% because it's very easy to kind of think of yourself as this, unstoppable guy, and you don't really want to show, any weaknesses to yourself, because that kind of leaves you exposed and vulnerable. And in actuality, it definitely helps you out more with the inspiration for your character.
Yeah, definitely. Weaknesses actually are something I find people miss a lot. They won't react to anything. They no-sell everything. When honestly, the best way to develop your character is to, how would they react if, they just got jumped by three guys and,
If it gets stabbed in the heart.
yeah, stabbed in the heart.
I'm
Things
sorry.
like that. You just got to know you have to be human. Unless your character is the Undertaker or something like that, you have to be human or people are gonna lose interest. And again, one of the big Wob, lately in his promos, when something doesn't go his way, he reacts to that. He shows it, and that makes it a lot more intriguing than someone going, "Well, you wouldn't have beat me if this happened." That's boring, dude. Don't do that.
See, if Wob incorporated the actual characteristics of Wobbuffet the Pokemon and like literally threw it back, whatever they said to him, that would make it more interesting.
What you really want to do is you want to put over your opponent just as well as you're putting over yourself. You want to make, just like any professional wrestler going into a match, you want to make that match worth being interested in. I mean, and there's definitely a difference between promoing as a face or a heel, and I don't know, maybe we could get into that later, but that's kind of how I feel about that.
It's like, for example, if you're cutting a promo as a heel, it's like, fine, you want to be a champion of the people? Go ahead. Rally the people behind you. Let them cheer your name, but it won't matter when I beat you down like the dog you are.
One thing I try to do is I'll go back to the past Bear Cave and I'll watch my match. So that way I can see what happened, and then I'll use that towards my promo.
Exactly, that's a great idea, because you definitely want to keep track of your history and your opponent's history, and kind of incorporate those kind of things.
It's like you can easily bring up something that happened like a month ago in Bear Cave, and you get used against your opponent.
You see, it's funny you bring that up too, because when I made Gotham specifically for AM Pro, and I had no character whatsoever when I started with them. And it was actually a lot of the stuff Aki would book. Aki, I keep saying that wrong, don't I? Is it Aki or Aki?
Like I have a fucking clue. I say it wrong every time I try to say it.
All right, there we go. But I used a lot of the stuff that would happen in the shows to actually build the character for Gotham. My original plan was just to be a comedy jobber, like an El Generico type of deal. But every show, it was like he was getting jumped from behind or backstage attacked, and I use that to where now it's a character who's supposed to sort of stand for everything that's right, and like an actual hero, someone you can look up to and say, hey, I could be that guy. And that just came from reacting to what was going on within the shows and knowing the history of what had happened.
And
Exactly.
the fact that we had no faces.
Well, you want to keep your characters kind of plastic and changeable, because there's definitely going to be different things that come at you when you're e-fetting, and just be willing to embrace whatever, especially challenges, or like Gotham was saying, if he gets attacked backstage and stuff, and he doesn't really plan for it, you kind of got to be able to work with it and build off that.
It's like you let the show shape you as much as you shape the show.
Yeah, exactly.
Another thing is when you're when you're learning your character, you're developing your character. It's like Wilson said. You gotta leave some sort of I can't even say that word. You gotta be
Mal.
malleable. There we go. Like a lot of guys, they like to do just comedy promos, stuff like that. Like Wobb's Nippon stuff is hilarious. I love it. But if you've got a character that you're able to really throw them kind of wherever you need it, like you can be serious, but then realistically turn around and still kind of be goofy. That's definitely a good thing to have in your arsenal because in especially in AM Pro, this is some of the goofiest shit I've seen in an EFED, and I love it. And just being able to react to that and keep it within the character, but still have fun with it is really what you're aiming for.
The most important thing is not take yourself too seriously.
See, I don't know if you guys seen my first promo. Like I started off as a heel, and then turned face mid promo just to get a feel about the situation, like to showcase what talent I had in doing promos as both a heel and a face.
I've never read any of your promos because you don't pay attention to jobbers.
You fucking asshole.
Hey, speaking of jobbers, how's that?
Joe
note,
Vader,
Joe?
everyone.
Oh, wait.
I swear to God, I'll shit on your cat. Long live the king, baby.
But
One-man derailing machine.
Trick definitely brings up the differences when it comes to promoing as a face and promoing as a heel. I've done both for quite a while, and especially with Gotham being the fucking face of faces right now. Actually, and I think this goes for a lot of people, I have more trouble in general just promoing as a face.
Much more difficult. And it's the same way in real wrestling, too. You know what I mean?
Well, it's so much easier to be an asshole than it is to be nice and still come off to get your point across.
Yeah, but there's a difference between being an asshole and being a good heel. If you're just an asshole saying that, I'm gonna shit on your cats, fuck your mother, get testicle cancer, that doesn't really make you a good heel. What makes a good heel is that they're hateable and that they do things that make people go, oh, come on, that's there's no honor in that. There's nothing good about that.
Do you guys want to know what an actual good heel is? It's making yourself so hated that you want the crowd to want you to be beaten. You want the crowd to cheer for the person that's supposed to beat you. No
I
matter
think
what.
Wob does that perfectly.
Yeah,
Good God, does he?
Yeah,
I agree with that 100%.
I redact from my statement from earlier. It's true. I mean, just look at how the Dudleys were able to work a crowd. People wanted to tear their faces off. That's great work as a heel. And Wob definitely does that because almost everyone who's encountered his character wants him to just jump in a vat of acid.
And it's not because he writes, 1,444 words in his promo. It's because he knows how to
Engage.
do exactly that, yeah.
And it's exactly, it's not about the length or how many words. Me and Name and Wilson recently, and he's been busting it out. We write a lot of shit, but I like to think, at least for my stuff, that I at least keep it engaging. I keep it compelling. But like a guy like Liger, his promos are only a few lines. They're real short. But in that little bit, he's got a lot of character, and he gets his point across. And that's what's important. You don't have to write a novel, and you don't have to worry about if you only wrote 4 lines. What matters is, are you getting a point across, and is it engaging?
Quality over quantity.
You learning anything yet, Aki?
Tons. I still don't think I could do it. I tried a few times with Clark. I don't know. I mean, I don't really have. I've got the guy out in NCW, but I don't have as much time to promo as him. I'm trying to work this with Wilson in Asylum, but I don't know. Like, other than my whole thing is, what is it, Wilson, that we like to do? What was that?
Wow.
There we go. That's it. That's like the whole embodiment of those characters, which is ridiculous. That and getting the tag titles for some damn reason. So I don't have a clue what to say.
And the thing is, like, just the shit you're doing in the chats behind the scenes, it's hilarious, honestly. And maybe that's what you need to build on for that. I mean, you also gotta look in Asylum. We've got named promoing as two fruit that want to grape everybody. And as ridiculous as it is, those promos are funny as shit.
You know what, Aki? Just ride a snowplow to the ring every match. That's it. Or do every promo in a mountain region covered in snow, riding a plow.
We're the gruesome twosome, baby.
Woo!
Drugs and rock and roll all the way.
Yeah.
That's the only way to do it.
Do you even pelvic thrust?
You gotta figure, though, some of us have been doing this for way too goddamn long, to be honest. So, we're used to it. But...
Yeah, get a life, nerds.
Yeah, I know. Honestly, your
Dave,
best bet...
it's time for your babby nap.
No, it's not. I still have to beat up named.
Yeah, they're over there pulling some ridiculous matches on the stream. Great ass bomb. That was great. Fucking the cactus through the table.
Yeah.
The anal destroyer.
But, honestly...
Speaking of taking it up with the ass, Gotham, what were your thoughts, unless you guys have already asked this, what are your thoughts on Showdown?
If we want to get into that, I think we need to get named in here.
Yes, without a doubt, but let's just... Personally, I think we should go around and just get our thoughts on Showdown.
Well, didn't he say he was lazy and didn't want to connect his shit?
Maybe. I missed that. Go for it.
All right. Well, if you can coax him into it, awesome. If not, Showdown. Honestly, I think the worst match on the entire show was the Actually, I think there were two really terrible matches, and both of them were my guys. I thought the Wilson McConnell match was fucking terrible.
Awful.
The AI is awful in table matches. The ending made up for it, but
That's awful.
It
the
sucks
AI.
because that's like my gimmick, you know?
And then the Gotham Joe match. Again, what the fuck was with that AI? Honestly, I felt bad because it's like, man, Gotham really shouldn't have won that. And the worst part is, it ended with like one of the actual believable ladder spots we've had in semi matches. Normally, it's just some asshole runs up while the other guy like just hugs the ladder. No, for once, some guy got thrown off a ladder and it ended that way. But the AI is so bad. But besides those, honestly, I loved the rest of the show.
Now, what was so awful about that match? Because I didn't watch all of that ladder match. Sometimes I don't get a chance to.
Gotham got his ass beat the entire match.
Now, I know it ended with a code breaker off of it, and then I think Joe got like right back up.
Yeah, he got right back up.
And then you kicked him off, I think.
Yeah, and that was all Gotham did. That was it.
So you got your ass beat the whole time?
Joe worked the entire match. He even did a table spot on the announce table, which was... it was kind of terrible, just because I don't like it when there's... It's a championship match, and it's just completely one person dominating. It should have great back and forth, but you were just... Gotham was just... He was getting thrown around like a rag doll.
Yeah, he got his ass fucking destroyed. Like I said, it was Cena-esque in the way he won that match.
2K, I know you're listening to us right now. Fix your shit.
Hey, 2K is picking up the... What's the word? 2K is the publisher, GUS is the problem. Well, indirectly, THQ was also the problem because they were going bankrupt. Therefore, they couldn't spend as much as they could have on testing and blah 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 on WWE.
I don't believe that.
Yeah, I don't believe it either, but I'm just trying to...
There's no reason to defend those assholes.
Yeah, were you the PR person?
Was the game even ever updated?
Let me just check my sheet.
I don't think they had any updates, Bob. No patches whatsoever.
It had one patch that actually didn't fix anything, and then it also had the 2 or 3 DLC packs, but it never actually got anything to fix, like the fucking 2 counts and shit like that. But yeah, Showdown, I loved it, and I am fucking hyped for Akimania.
Okay, now let's ask WildManWilson, what are your thoughts on the Showdown?
I got stabbed, nigga.
We had to do something big with Rudy, alright? I know everyone wanted to see him win his title. He hadn't won shit, I don't think, an entire year that he's been here. It was a big match for him. Everyone was pumped after that match, and he was like, you know what? I want to join Brawl and Cole and do this. And I was like, fuck, man, we've already got you set up for this, so we'll just, at the end of the show, we'll turn you, like, heel, like Monster heel. And, I'm sorry you were in the way of that.
Just like Shango was a monster heel. I gotta drop more promos for that guy. Fuck. I've dropped like 2 promos in the entirety. One of them being loud as shit and the other one being too quiet.
So you know, I mean, I'm not. I'm really not mad about that, and I'm just trying to think of ways that I can kind of change up E6 to kind of go with it. And I know we have some suggestions that we're working on, but you know, it's something I think we should develop to definitely be something big.
We got a few things. Is he dead? I don't think anybody's saying that yet or not, but the
Oh, he did.
That's purely speculation.
He got stabbed in the heart. He did.
Now you guys are saying heart. I don't know that he got stabbed in the heart.
What? Well, was it just a heart punch then? Because I assumed that was the stabbing.
Maybe it was in the side.
Yeah, the heart
My
punch
lever?
is in the side. I think your lung's just a little deflated.
A little bit.
If anything, I say WildManWilson will come out on top. He will rise above the shank. And, fuck, I don't know, drop a promo about how he got a bunch of really hot wild men, or wild women, to lick his wound clean.
It's, fucking, I love what we've been doing with, Asylum so much I want that to be in Ampro. I think it's better than what I have. Well, I mean, I like the strong voodoo thing. It's all just stuff that like we were kind of tied in. It's just how the characters developed. Like originally, I was kind of like I had different promos where Wildman could actually talk. Then,
yeah, that was awkward.
Yeah, at some point I decided this dude's not going to be able to talk, and that's one of his weaknesses. But it's funny, and it's one of the things that make you love him a little bit more.
It's making the Wilson McConnell feud fucking more enjoyable than it already is.
And that's the point of promoing, kids.
That fucking book he writes, and then Twitter bitches out on, oh, that's over the 140 character limit.
And then he takes a 2x4 to the candy that Gotham so generously gave him.
But you're right about that. Like the Strongwood stuff is fun and it's enjoyable, but if you're, clicking more with the Ass Man thing, dude, go for it. That's exactly, what it's about when especially when you're promoing and you're actually an active character. Just go with what you're enjoying.
You'll find it way easier to write that way.
I don't think Aki ever liked Clark. Like he hated him from day one.
We just needed someone, dude. Like I said, like originally we only had like 8 people for like that 1 week, and we just had to do that pay-per-view, so we wanted to do something big, and he had that, Money in the Bank, so I figured, what the hell, we'd fuck Loop out of that title. It's not like Loop's gonna stay around anyway. So no, I never liked the guy, but I mean, I promoted with him a few times, and if you go back and read them, they're like god awful. I think one was like this 2-paragraph page of like a setup of where he was, and he only said one thing at the end of it.
And that was probably the problem right there is, I mean, if you really don't give a shit about the character, you're not really going to go anywhere. I feel bad because I signed up for Nova as a different character, and, like, I found out I really don't dig the character, and I just stopped it showing up.
Speaking of showing up, Aki, how important is it for people to show up to, Ampro events and stuff like that? Do you think it should affect the amount of how often they at least try to show up, should affect how their character does?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, in the past, hell, even up until like this past pay-per-view, we keep booking people that haven't been here in a while. Take our World Heavyweight Champ, former World Heavyweight Champ, for example. He had the title for 158 days. The motherfucker last was here in February.
Forever!
Forever! But he promised he would come back and things like that. Just keep him. Go ahead.
I said for life.
That's right. I mean, it's important. We have a lot of people who will leave and come back. And they don't stick around too often. They'll come back like once. Hervo, for example, he's not been around for a month or two. We had him actually drop the title after he stopped showing up. We give him like anywhere between 2 to 5 weeks, to keep making appearances. And I think that's probably the way we should run with it, because I think what we've had trouble with in the past is so many people, just vacant characters taking up a spot. There's no promos, there's nothing in the chats, there's nothing going on, period. So it makes it stale, and I think that's what's killed Showcase entirely.
It's not so hard to at least pop in every once in a while and tell people you're alive,
Well, that's what DCN does. Like, he's not really too active with promos and stuff, but I mean, he will pop in and be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, hey, cool, I get to watch it," or I'll catch it on YouTube. So at least we know he's there.
And it helps build community, and you get to know each other a little bit better, helps promo, and it just becomes that more involved.
Techno Bob, live via satellite.
Sounded like he was on fire.
No, that's just the shitty techno music.
Blasting in
sorry,
the background.
Bob,
Ouch.
your mic was, well, not a bit staticky, it was quite staticky.
He's just eating some Rice Krispies.
Honestly, it sounds like he's swimming in a bowl of Rice Krispies.
That'd be fantastic to see.
And sexy.
Yeah,
But-
my mic's a piece of shit.
Other than the horrible AI and Gotham's matches, it's hilarious that he won. The first match of that night was G2K and Cole. Thoughts on his first title win and that ending?
Well, Cole's my BFF, so I'm happy for him.
Stone Cold! Stone Cold! Stone Cold! It's funny how he
All right,
hates
gay R.
he fucking hates Austin, and then he uses his moveset.
I'm glad he did, man. He didn't win shit forever because that horrible creative finisher.
Yeah, hopefully if they don't fix it in 14, we're just gonna have to say, hey, if you want to actually do something, don't use a creative finisher.
We could do a whole separate podcast about shit that needs to be fixed.
Yeah,
No
we
kidding.
could. But yeah, it was actually, again, it was pretty cool. And Cole is, again, one of those guys who really doesn't promo, but he's actually around. You know, especially now he's been in the Skype chat. So, you know,
Yeah.
even if you aren't promoing, at least if you're
Around.
showing up, we know you're live.
Exactly,
Yes.
that's the thing. Like, proming's not everybody's thing, and that's perfectly fine. But like Bob was saying, at least contribute to the community we're trying to build.
User joined your channel.
Right, Bob?
That's right.
Ain't that right, Billy Bob?
Their first contribution could be donating towards Bob's new mic.
That's implying he would use it to buy a mic and not ecstasy.
Yeah, I spent like $20
And a
on
bunch
it.
of dubstep albums. You know, let's talk about, well, no, let's finish up our talk about Showdown. Dave, what were your thoughts on the Showdown?
I loved it.
Lovely
Dave-
interaction from Dave.
Dave's
So
busy
about-
fighting a giant goat thing and the creepy clown from Sertaman.
True.
Actually, Trick, you saw Showdown, didn't you?
Were you
I
there?
think so. Well, which one was that?
The big pay-per-view we just had on 13.
Oh yeah, so part of that.
Yeah, so that's kind of like is that your first real show with us?
Yeah, and the running joke in my promo was that I arrived 5 days earlier because no one told me it was delayed. so I live in the arena for 5 days.
Oh, that's perfect.
So what'd you think
Pro
then?
Cherry.
It was pretty cool. It's like different from the other like E-Feds I've been on because it actually had cutscenes
Wait,
compared to like, oh, just match, show's over.
I'm trying to get away from that. Like, originally that's kind of all it was, and we had like at least one cutscene in between each. But I don't know. Like, I'm trying to. I do 2 shows a week, if you can say twice a week. It's usually twice at one time, with all the delays. But I mean, it's rough as fuck to put all kinds of work into 2 different shows.
But the tag match confused the crap out of me. What the hell happened there?
It was elimination. And
No,
what else?
I mean afterwards, like when it turned old TNA.
Oh, are you talking about when he
User
added
your
in the
channel timed
cutscenes?
out.
Yeah, like runnings everywhere.
Well, it's kind of been
Felt
like a
less money in
huge,
the bank.
thing between. Are you talking about the tag team match or the Money in the Bank?
Yeah, no, the tag team match with the super kick thing.
Yeah, he's talking about Thrillers and House.
Okay. Basically, you know, I guess Crystal, I don't know if you've kept up with it. They've got a roadie, Crystal Van Halen. I guess Thrill was eliminated. He went out and grabbed the belt. He was going to go ahead and knock out Blacklist and get the DQ and win the match, keep the titles. Before he could, Crystal ran out and was able to super kick him in the face, and allowed Blacklist to be Mecha and just tap out the other Thriller. So it did move a little quick. When I'm editing it, sometimes it plays a little bit. I don't know. It seems to be fine in this player, but then when I actually go back and after it's converted, it's just, I don't know. It's really fast on some parts.
Yeah, but that was pretty cool. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, and that's definitely what, and like you were saying, Trick, it's something that will put us apart from different E-Feds, or even, I could go on to WWE 13 right now and, watch a match, and anybody can do that, but it's that little extra effort and that little extra, character development that puts over the top, and it's definitely an effort that goes appreciated.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it
That's,
sets you apart.
Yeah, that's one thing I've always loved too about the shows that Aki does is that if he gets the result he wants and it makes sense to
User
you know
entered your
hey,
channel.
maybe this dude shouldn't win clean, he'll throw in a scene to get to add to it to actually give you something to react to and give some story to it.
Yeah, and I wanted to ask if the results were predetermined or are they like just simmed and whoever wins wins?
You can't reveal that.
All right.
Yeah,
No,
I
I'm
was
just kidding.
I was waiting for him to make that decision to answer that.
All right, and that's about it. Really, I really enjoyed the show, and it's like a lot different, and I am glad to be part of it.
Well, we're glad to have you.
Yeah, definitely glad to have you.
And Joe, read my Gotham promo.
Oh, there he is. He's back. Maybe.
Sorry, I had to skip out for a second. What'd I miss?
Trick was asking the big secret. Are they simmed or predetermined?
Here's how I'm gonna explain it to you. In the past, we just did straight sim. As of now, I'm kind of writing things out. Because people were kind of like, well, they'll go in promo like, how they're gonna beat someone's ass, and someone will never promo, and then they would win, and it's just a whole thing. So we started writing things out. Kind of scripting things, I guess, over the past few months, and it's worked out kind of well, I think. I mean, you guys, that'd be feedback from you guys, but they are simmed entirely. I will sim the fucking thing until we get the right winner, though. And sometimes I'll go in there and edit 2 different matches together. It just depends. I would say I pull about, just for this Bear Cave alone, I think I recorded about 4.5 hours worth of stuff. The show's only going to be about an hour and a half. So we'll keep simming and simming and simming until we find something really nice.
That's incentive to participate, because you're going to get back what you put in.
I think that's really helped because I remember Cole saying something about a Fed elsewhere where Spear Copeland, who has completely disappeared off the face of the earth,
Dead.
held a title for 6 months without ever showing up, and that ended up being the deal with Cassius as our
That motherfucker.
champ. But at least now it's not. You actually have a reason to sort of participate and show up because otherwise you're not going anywhere. It's no sweat off our backs. We want people here to be active and enjoy it.
No one wants to see some other jerk-offs, character, like, be involved in all this shit, and, then I don't know.
Yeah, it's like that. That actually really showed me a lot because in all the other efforts I've been on, it's like this guy would cut like a one-line promo compared to a novel, and the one-line guy would win because it's simmed and whoever wins wins. There's no control over who wins.
Like I said, I mean, we tried that. I just don't know if that's. I think that people have had more fun having like an actual story to follow, I think.
Yeah, I'm glad that you don't do that actually.
It's extremely appreciated, honestly.
It's like that little bit of effort you put in, or a lot of effort you put in, makes all the difference and like will make people stick around.
Well, I really hope so. We'll see what happens. It's going to be 1 year in August, so that's fucking crazy to me.
That's not bad for an E-Fed at all, and I've seen a lot of E-Feds, peter out before they even touched a year.
I've seen E-Feds that haven't even lasted a month.
I was in a WWE 12 E-Fed that never got started.
A lot of it has to do with the people that are in it too. I mean, if you look at it, a lot of us are pretty active and we keep it going.
What's also helped too is because we've got this community that we've built, we've also been able to open up other smaller feds that give us more variety of stuff. Like you've got Lewis who does Nova still on WWE 12. We've got that Doink the Clown Invitational, which is going to be on No Mercy. We had Sertaman, which unfortunately
No. Shh, quiet.
is on hiatus. And in
It's
the meantime, like while Aki, he's got his things where he throws the story in, and if he needs to, predetermine something, it is. On the other hand, you've got me and Named who are running shows that we sim live. I mean, entirely, but we're able to throw in little bits of cutscenes here and there to at least add something to it.
Shameless pitch.
Damn.
I'm just busting your balls.
I've done this before. I know the art of shill.
But yeah, the things you and oh man, I love some of the stuff Name's doing, especially that fucking Techno Bob getting abducted by aliens. That's just absurd. And it's great.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what happens.
Me and him are gonna get into a fucking out crazy the other war. Watch.
That's what I've been trying to start since the beginning.
I've got plans. Trust me.
You're winning the ratings war right now, I'll tell you.
Well, that 7-hour tournament drew, brother.
Jesus Christ.
I'm gonna have to keep the Wilson rating system going on the boards or something.
That's how you beat Gotham. You ask them to do math.
See, I got a little idea I want to pitch here right now. See how we got like some good promo writers in Ampro and stuff? We could open up a Ampro Academy where people that aren't so good at promos could...
No!
Well, now, Trick, I'm sorry. We've got an Ampro Academy, and it's dedicated entirely 101 on plowing.
Wow.
Yeah, Colt runs the AM Academy.
I don't even plow there.
That's the seedy underbelly of Ampro.
Like,
That's a
not
strip
necessarily
club.
an academy, but like place to learn how to promo, basically.
Sure. I think that's fantastic.
Yeah,
Right
I'd
idea.
I'd do some of that.
Same thing.
But it's funny because we actually, we have stuff that isn't just wrestling. I know Name's doing the Sim City sort of like real world stupidity, and then again we have Kabunny doing.
Doing what he does.
I'm surprised he's not been banned for it yet.
Seriously, yeah. I've been waiting for that.
Wait, why?
Okay.
If you have to ask, you can't
There's
afford it.
Explain that.
All I'm gonna say is, as long as you stick around, one night you're gonna see a link in the Skype chat to a Twitch channel by one Colt Kabunny, and I'm gonna say to you, 1, it's not safe for work. 2, for the love of God, be ready.
And 3,
Because-
do not show Sequin.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Sequin was not ready for it. But you will have a front row seat to Ampro Academy. There'll be stuff.
His comment, I've heard about y'all white people.
And if you have people that you live with or around, make sure your sound is turned down.
Close your doors.
Jesus.
Who was that saying that his roommate? Oh, I think it was Classy. It was like, oh, my roommate just texted me saying, what the fuck is going on in there? We are strange. And I love it.
Oh, man.
So there's something for everybody, I guess you would say?
Yeah.
You're strange. I spend Sunday nights with a Scotsman, a Dutch guy, and a bunch of British people doing a podcast.
Sounds like a typical night in Britain.
Sounds like a walk into a bar joke.
And the punchline is Gotham wins.
Lol.
LOL.
So do you guys want to talk about like themes? Who has the best theme in Ampro?
Me.
I have the most annoying
Me.
theme.
I've not even heard tricks
I have the
yet.
greatest theme.
Go look up application right now.
Ass is unbeatable in terms of theme.
You
I agree.
you guys,
Especially
y'all
with the
had,
Ready to Plow intro. You can't
Yeah.
beat that.
that's a lot of good answers, but none of them are Slam Bros' theme.
That's true. Nobody even knows who Slam Bros is.
I know.
I don't
miss
remember
that
his theme,
bastard.
honestly.
I just remember him being a weird looking caw, and I remember named looking for him in LSD Dream Emulator.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, see, there's another thing, Trick. You could have watched the Dream Emulator thing.
He's never playing that again. It scared the crap out of him.
Yeah, so see, there
Was
you
it
go.
the Mirai? Was it the Umeniki thing?
What?
Because it's like this dream game where it turns
Yeah,
into
yeah,
a
yeah.
nightmare like really quickly.
Yeah.
Slam Bros is lost to that.
But
Ever since he got PTSD after that Z match.
That's one of the classic Ampro moments.
I have a question. Why do you guys all hate the new Joe Vader theme?
Because the old one was cool.
I liked it.
I don't hate the new one, but it's noisy, is what it is. It's a really busy song.
Yeah, but with that fucking intro, like with the fireworks and the camera shoots right up the ramp on him, it's fucking epic.
Yes, it is.
You know what? Enjoy my intro.
No, I just checked out your thing. I love you. No homo, but I love you.
Everybody knows my intro.
Bob, Bob, Bob,
Bob,
Bob.
Bob, Bob, Bob.
Bob, 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 Bob.
Wait, no one. I was so wrong. How could we forget the best theme in Ampro history? Dr. Dick.
Tunnel Snakes?
Dick and Tunnel Snakes.
Ooh, maybe I was wrong.
The face when that tag team is made up of two people that are no longer here.
I'm so sad. I miss Fat Mo.
They could have been over, brother.
Damn it. I could have found my spot.
What's up with your tag team division?
Well, I'll tell you, it's non-existent.
Yeah, it's just about as lively as
Joe Vader.
E6.
Yeah, it's about it has as much charisma and as much activity as my sexual life.
The Dashing Thrillers definitely are the team to beat. I mean, they're 3-time tag team champs. Everyone loves them. Their heels, they're fucking great.
Everyone loves them. Their heels pick one.
Everyone loves them because they are heel, but everyone enjoys the matches that they are in.
Yeah.
Oh, like Bad Influence.
All I have to say about Thrillers matches: the Thrillers versus Bender and Crystal.
Best match ever.
That was great.
Oh my god, that's one of the classic Ampro moments when Bender and Crystal made their debut as a tag team.
That fucking intro.
But yeah, we had a pretty good tag division. What happened?
Yeah. I think people left, and I mean, like, what sucked was, Joe and Liger, I was going to push them to the moon and give them the belts, and then Joe did his thing, and we got, him in the gold class title picture, and Liger you can't get away from Wob. Wob will not let him leave him, which is great. What else? I mean, Loop and them just are what they are. Nobody cares about Team America.
What happened to Team Chile?
Pinochet, he doesn't speak very good English, about as good as I do. So he's not with us any longer. I don't know. He's just not very active. So I've just been kind of treating him as Trigger Code's second call. But I haven't seen Trigger Code in a while.
So
basically, you've got the House of Rock and Dashing Thrillers right now.
Me and Sequin were trying to get something going, but
and then he saw Ampro Academy.
Yeah, he saw that. He disappeared.
You know, maybe down the road, something can happen with Liger and Joe again. Who knows? It all depends on how the storyline that's going on goes.
Well, we just formed Brandi's stable, so that's at least another tag team.
Yeah, but I feel like we're just over. Like we have no faces left anymore. I think we have, obviously you. We have Gotham, Liger, and fuck. I would say other than Franco and named, Wilson is the only other face we've got.
I would hope I'm a face.
Bob, yeah, it's true. Bob's a face.
How funny is it? We're 180 from last year now. Too many faces, not enough heels. Now heels, too many heels and not enough faces.
Well, it keeps doing that. I remember because Aki was real big about you gotta be face, you gotta be face. I have too many heels.
We didn't have anyone else, man. You're my guy. You're my Cena. So
And
just
then-
eat that up.
And then when I brought in McConnell a little bit later, it was the same thing. We've got too many heels, and then it turned around and we got too many fucking faces, and it keeps looping back and forth.
It's really hard to keep that balance, I think. Cause I never know. Like someone, I mean, like out of nowhere, Black is Jack. Is he face or heel? I don't know what the fuck the House of Rock
the
is.
House, period. Like,
I would say probably tweener. I don't think they've got a firm ground. They're kind of like that, chaotic neutral kind of area where you don't know whether they're gonna go help Gotham, turn around and cash in, or go help Gotham and I don't know, put them on his shoulders. I don't know. But you will find out next week.
Next week's gonna be good.
Aki, if I was really bored, I'd like start up a new character called Metropolis and team up with Gotham.
Me and tag teams.
They don't work out. That's Gotham's flaw, is he has no friends, but he has all the wins.
Share some wins, Gotham.
I
Damn
tried. Liger would have won, but my wins are ineffective against sneak attacks. Sneak attacks and tag teams. There you go.
I'm looking forward to the rubber match between Gotham and Joe.
Hopefully it'll be better, because I fixed my AI, I think.
Oh, another word about AI. I actually discovered that if you limit the amount of abilities that you have, it helps a lot.
Yes, it does.
I did that. I had like all the springboard ones, and then like a recovery or something, and I took out one of the springboard in the recoveries because recovery does no good when simming, and it never uses the springboards either. So I was just like, fucking nuke those.
I mean, I'm not sure if Aki has the same Joe as I do right now because I tend to change him a lot. I just never really upload him that often. Right now, if I recall correctly, he only has resiliency, move thief, and maybe comeback, though I think I took that out. Because, that whole being MMA mixed martial artist dude, but I like to think that he can do everything better than you can. That's why I got move thief. Also, that moment where that time that he F5 Z was great.
That was so cool.
I don't know that Z still has the same character as he did when you fucked him up. Is he a jobber now?
No, he's kind of like
I wouldn't call him a jobber because, I mean, no one... He's got, what, like 2 legitimate losses?
Yeah, that would be it. Okay, yeah.
I think they both belong to me.
Ooh!
Actually, come to think of it, I think he's right.
The Chamber and
the other night.
The Go Home show to Showdown.
Yep. That straight loss. So there you go. That proves right there Gotham is not going to be beaten by anyone. So you keep that in mind. I know the Thrillers fucked him up a lot. I guess for his other losses, especially to Joe.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, Aki, could you make my and Devo's intro Camacho and Huniko's?
Oh my god, that's gonna be perfect!
Yes, I'm doing that right now.
Man, I wanted that for Blackest Jack and SCF.
I figured they'd start using the Straight Edge Society one again.
No.
Yeah.
And make the storyline that we stole it from like this Jack.
But they don't have it.
There you go. There's a feud. Boom, right there.
See, that's perfect. That's exactly what I want.
Exactly. Go for it.
Yeah. So on the subject of tag teams, though, we're looking. If somebody is listening,
We're
to
in the
this,
market.
Yeah, if you've got somebody you want to team with because fucking Named went and ruined our lives and killed Namco. But yeah, dude, don't be afraid to like throw a feeler. You know, say,
Well,
hey, you
I'm
wanna
already
team up?
tagging with Devo because
Well,
there's
if
They
so
don't
many
have
has,
guys.
anything else to do.
if anybody has a face that they want to introduce, they could contact me because I got something that I want to do with Shango, but I'm not sure if it'll work out without, having a face in it. Because of course he's a monster heel, like fucking debut Kane, not current Kane.
Dave, call up BA. Get him in
Yeah.
here.
Trick, are you face?
I tried to get
Yeah,
Kitten
I'm
Tits in
face.
here, but
Ooh.
What about Desperado?
yeah, I was thinking of getting Desperado to team with Kitten Tits, but Kitten Tits not really.
You know what? Dave, get
Bonding.
TDA to do it. He'll do it instantly.
Dude, big props to Dave for fucking bringing people in.
Yeah, I'll give you that, Dave. You
Yeah,
brought
good
us
job.
2 people that are awesome. Who else have you brought in?
I think I brought in Devo and Dev and Fred Blaze.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
Blaze.
responsible for Blaze.
I do love Blaze. Dave is like my John Laurinaitis.
Thanks.
Start calling you Dave Ace.
Hey, Aki, when did we start this?
I'm not sure.
It's like 1:15. I think we're like a little over an hour now.
Yeah, so we should probably go ahead and start wrapping it up before we end up with 4 hours.
We should.
Alright,
Oh, that fucking ladder spot on the stream!
Wrap up your dick, kids, because the clap's going around.
The clap, and Cole's got it.
so you guys have any final thoughts, things you're looking forward to, predictions for the next shows?
People get involved because Akimania is coming up. It's gonna be the biggest thing ever. So let's fucking get it going.
I think we've got 42, 43 days, so the whole week of August 19th.
Coming up
Personally, I
fast.
think Aki should start working on it now.
I gotta get through these fucking shows. I've got 2 weeks. We're gonna take off 2 weeks beforehand, so I'll have 2 weeks to finish it up. I think Name's gonna do some attires. I think Name's helping me do some actual intros, like scraping that stuff into like having live appearances and stuff like that by like bands doing theme songs and stuff like that. Just some really neat stuff to put in there.
Can't wait.
So tell your friends, and that's all I got.
Noise plow.
Always.
Yeah.
Plowing.
Yeah.
Honestly, I am hyped as shit for Akimania. Dude, again, it blows my mind, too, that it's been a year already.
I know.
Honestly, fucking excited for that. Again, you all heard what we had to say about promos. Just know your character, have fun with it. Other
And
than
don't-
that, I win. Lol.
Don't be. And if you want to ask for help, ask any of us.
Don't forget to have fun with it. If you're not having fun, then, it's not really something to do. Worth doing.
And I'm really excited about my debut. And if Devo loses, I'm gonna give him a push in the right direction, off a cliff.
Hey man, that sounds good to me. I think I've got a really nice way to bring you in, and it's going to be with Devo, and it's going to be Tuesday night, so fucking be ready for that.
Alright, man, go take a shit. So it's about this fucking broadcasting and fucking mate. Then
You having a giggle? I can't do that.
Oh, you having a giggle about me mum, mate?
So yeah, promos, talk to anybody on the forums. Somebody should get together, maybe compile a list up there of things to do, just something, they can go back and reference, or maybe give like an example. Other than that, like they said, promo, stay involved. We've got 40 some days to the big pay-per-view. And I think that's it. Congrats to Roadie, by the way, Cole, Clark Walker, because nobody even mentioned him.
Clark Walker's a great guy.
He is a very nice individual.
Love his
Also,
promos.
what, Bob?
I love his promos.
They're fucking great.
Oh, real quick, throwing it out there. Do not use someone's character without permission. That's a big no-no.
That's a little awkward. Cam, that goes to you.
Wait, what happened?
It's nothing. Just put that knowledge out there.
Let's just Rudy shank this podcast.
User disconnected from your channel.
Well, that was creepy.
Joe's fucked up. Anything else before we go?
Nah, I think that's it.
All right. Enjoy it, guys. We'll see you the whole week of August 19th.
Bye-bye.
Peace.
Yeah, buddy.